Are you seeing this? So when you carry God, your mentality should change. When you have the mentality that you are having things you don't deserve for, you will not have the audacity to contend for the best. But the moment you carry God, the Bible says you are the head only. Only the best becomes good enough for you. Nothing becomes too good for you. Nothing you have is unmerited. Everything you have now, you qualify for it because Christ is one with you. And so everything that belongs to God, you share with him. That's why Paul was teaching in Romans 8:17. He said we are joint heirs with Christ. That means we have the right now to share the honor of God, to share the benefits of God, to share the power of God. And so everything we walk with now in our lives is not ours, it's God's. But now we can partake of it because we are one with God. We are joined with God. And so when I'm going out and there is a need for something to come in my direction, all I need to do is to manifest God. The moment they see the God in me, they will have no choice but to submit it. So grace is divinity expressed through humanity. How about the impact we make? We don't make those impact because there is just an ability on our inside. We have become one with God. Are you seeing that? So if you reduce it to an ability on your inside, you will now discover that there will be certain areas of your life where you have developed that ability, and you will reduce grace to that area where you have developed ability. That's why you see some people today, they say they have grace for healing, because as far as they are concerned, they have mastered how to use grace to engender healing. You'll find some people today, they say they have grace for prosperity, because as far as they are concerned, they have mastered how to use grace to engender prosperity. But that is a limitation on grace, because what God is doing through us is not stereotyped and it's not specific to one thing. When Jesus walked on earth, who was the first manifestation of grace? Jesus was not an expert in healing. Jesus was not an expert in prosperity. Every challenge Jesus confronted, he solved it. Because grace is one answer God has for the totality of human affliction. So when a man understands grace as divinity expressed through humanity, he will not say I have grace for prosperity. He will not say I have grace for healing. Any challenge that comes, God is equal to the task. Are you seeing that? When you define grace as an ability in you for a particular issue, you would have limited the possibilities of grace. That's why I said, yes, it is true that grace is an ability in you, but much more than that, grace is God walking through you. So it is not just an ability that deals with a specific thing. It is God that has all the ability to deal with all things. And so whatever you confront in your life, there's an ability there to deal with it. It's not just something, it is God himself walking on your inside. Grace is God manifested through humanity. Now imagine what will happen to us seated here today if 10% of us know that it is God walking through us. We have just become a vessel that God carries around. And so when you come to a place, there's a limitation. You go in and God comes out. Imagine if 10% of us here today understands this truth. You will be shocked the radical transformation will bring to our world. Because everywhere you come to or you show up, you will have the consciousness that God is present there. And so you will first of all develop the mentality that nothing is impossible to you, not just because you have an ability to deal with certain things, but because God, who can solve every problem, is in you. And secondly, you will also develop the mentality of being a wonder to your world. You will know that everything that the world has to offer, you qualify for it.